Morning, folks. Hey, Gator, and it's kind of cool this morning. We staying in the garage. I wanted to do it outside, but I got out there and I said, we'll do a bit in the garage, then I'll take you out there. What are we going to talk about this morning? Going to talk about solar panels. Here in in the province I live in, which is the same thing as a state in the United States, more or less. A few years back, going back about, I don't know, 10 years, something like that. There was government programs and they were giving grants to people that were buying these systems for these solar panel systems and installing them and hooking them up to the grid. And you couldn't legally, if you were hooked up to hydro, you're not allowed. This is the regulations around here, eh? If you were hooked up to hydro, you couldn't have your system providing electricity and you buying just what's left from hydro. You had to sell what you're producing to hydro, and then you were buying from hydro. But it was a money-making venture, people thought, because they would pay, I think, 82 cents per kilowatt hour or something like that. So it was a good thing. Some people got on board on that, and those that got in right at the start, I can say they're faring out not too bad. But I gotta tell you a little story of how this all evolved, let's say. See, the government gives grants, but they don't just give you money. You gotta get, like, I'm an electrician, but I'm not allowed to install my own system and make myself some receipts and collect the money. I gotta hire a contractor. He does the job. He sells me the solar panels. He does the job. Then I can collect the portion from the government, the grant portion. Then on top of that, I'm allowed to sell to them. Okay, the story here is most of the contractors, and I'm saying most, is probably 99.999%, we're selling these solar panels for outrageous prices, more than twice the price that they were sold on the market. So right off the get-go, you're in good hands. They're making a good buck, and part of the initiative from the government was to encourage the industry, electrical and I don't know what else industry, the fabrication, because there was some people producing, I don't know, locally, probably encouraging, I think Siemens and different companies in Europe were producing them, and some in Japan and some in Hong Kong and different places. But the whole thing was they were kind of energizing the industry, so they promoted that, and some people got on board. And I know a buddy of mine, his brother, he built, just imagine this, I was going to say a shed. It's not a shed, it's a barn, but it's kind of a one slope barn, and he's got solar panels. This is big, like inside there's about 400 feet wide by 150, and maybe more. I'm just guesstimating there. I've seen it quite a few times, his barn. And what he uses is that for in the winter is he provides storage for antique cars and people that want to park their vehicles out of the weather. Here in Canada, it's it's good to store your vehicles inside. And the boats and motorhomes and all sorts of things. So he's got the parking thing going. That pays probably for part of the upkeep, and then he's thinking about these solar panels, which will become a big money-making venture, because there's a lot to the installation on this, and don't forget the contractors that this didn't do it for nothing. They had inflated prices. Well, just believe this. Last year he was on the roof, okay, and he's cleaning the solar panels because they had snow on them, and he slid off the roof and he badly hurt himself. Okay, so I don't know, if you're making a lot of money, either you pay or you get the equipment at least to do what you're going to do. Like they've got genie booms or a sky lift or hire a crane or I don't know what, or leave them like that till the water cleans them. But is that what it's all about? Making money and be so penny pinching? I don't know. I don't know how the numbers work out, but surely the numbers weren't high enough, and he figured he had to get on that roof to clean the panels. And well, that's it, eh? It's I don't know, he got hurt and hurt bad, just trying to, I don't know, I was going to say trying to make ends meet, but it's not probably the case. It's just greediness maybe. One thing to remember, these panels, these solar panels, have a life expectancy, like around 20 years. And as time progresses, they deteriorate and you're not producing as much. Your optimum production is on your cold, like your coldest days in the winter. That's when your optimal production is. And in the summer, when it's really, really hot, then your panels don't produce quite as much. So in the where it's sunny all the time, well, they're producing probably, I don't know, I'm just going to say numbers. I don't have nothing. I didn't research it. This is just what I read, and it's all general knowledge, okay? And I don't know, they could be producing 75% of what they produce in the winter when it was cold. And all panels are not all the same. The different manufacturers have different ways of making them. It's improved through time, but just something I want to say is when I was working in Africa, there was a mountain at one place, okay, big mountain. And it had the, well, not a real acute slope. It was kind of more gentle, eh? It was probably just the right slope, and it was pointing right towards midday sun, and they covered that mountain full of solar panels. Well, our driver, when I was there, told me that those panels up on that mountain were about 10, 12 years old. They were all disconnected. And you know why? Because half the panels had failed, and it cost too much money to replace them. They just abandoned the whole project. So sometimes, things are all what you think they'd be, And on that note, without dragging this on, because probably long, especially for those of you that aren't interested in the topic, I just thought I'd touch on this. I'm gonna take you outside a bit there. Bear with me. Well, okay, we'll reconvene outside. Okay, how's you like that? Hey, folks, here we are outside. It's nice today. Hang on, I'll show you just a glimpse. It's a nice sunny day. Look at that up there. Ooh, right in the eyes, I just want to show you how here in this beautiful province that we live in, somebody that has solar panels, remember that house? See up there, folks, on that roof right there? That's all solar panels on that roof. They've been like that for about 2 weeks now. So I guess his investment's not not paying too much at the moment. And it just goes to show you. And he's got 20 years. It cost him, I think he had told me, $70-some thousand for the whole setup, like one end to the other. He had, and this guy's an electrician on top of that, but through his connections, okay. And hang on, Put my big face in here. Through his connections, he got this done, and he's not short on cash. I know that, but even though, still, when you got money, you gotta put it somewhere where it's gonna bring you back some cash. You won't invest into a dead end, eh? So he told me he was making about $900 a month. So it'll take him maybe 10 years to pay for the panels, and it's gonna be downhill from there on. Ooh, look at this, folks. Yeah, look at it. They're hauling the snow, eh? They're hauling the snow. It's because there's a little bit of snow out here. Yeah. Did I show you the other day what it looks like? See, we got snow. Oh, yes, I did show you. Anyways, it's a beautiful wonderland. Anyways, that's my spiel for this morning, folks. Without further ado, I'll bid you all a good day. And I don't know, if you didn't like this one, the next one's going to be a lot better, I promise you that. So comments are welcome, thumbs up, and we'll see you in the next one.